Hello. Come by here. Welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. This video, we're looking over 10 decks a week again. It's that day. Sunday, as always, we'll show you 10 decks. These decks can go from good meta decks to fun decks, all kind of decks. Try and get a wide range of decks in here for everyone, so everyone's got something they can watch and see. So, deck 1 is a Phoenix Force deck. Since they made it so Phoenix Force copies can move, the deck got a little bit better. It kind of deserves to be quite up in the meta, but it's just not at the moment, at least from what I've seen. It's still a decent deck, but it's just not up there in the meta right now for whatever reason. I think it's just combo decks are a little awkward to play. Like before, it was like Dark Oak stuff, right? Just irritated it, stopped you drawing, give you rocks and stuff. And now it's just Thanos is huge, and then Professor X locked down everywhere. Next deck is a hela Blob deck. It's just like the Tribunal deck, but they've added Blob in here as another win condition. Yeah, so you can try and do the normal hela mode, well, Invisible Woman mode or hela strat, get a load of cards, win. But if you don't even get that, you could literally go Invisible Woman. If you get Magic down, or you wave a card out, right? You could Blob, Tribunal, and Iron Man if you can squeeze an Iron Man in that lane, depending on your draws and stuff like that, and if you got turn 7, right? And win that way. This deck is a Sebastian Shaw Surfer list. This is kind of buff up cards, get big, win. Classic kind of surf stuff, but you've got like buff cards and Okoye, Shavaz, and Nakia. And Forge, I guess, but Forge can also always go in here. You're trying to get big cards, like you can buff up Shaw to make him big, or you can buff up Brood, Absorbing Man, right? And then you Brood, Absorbing Man, Surfer. There's plenty of ways to win. Just buff up all your cards and win. Next up is a Ramp Blob deck. There's a few blobs in here. Like, I was a little upset on Twitter the other day that I just faced Blob Thanos 23 times out of 25 games the other morning, which is ridiculous. And then, like, there's other Blob decks, man. People just I like the card, I just don't like playing the same match out, right? It's like, I mean, there's a Professor X Blob deck, a Thanos Blob deck in this list. Just, you know, you gotta show the people what everyone else is playing in case they're not seeing it. But anyways, this one is a bit of a ramp Blob. So your idea is you can get Electro down early, right? And then Blob on 5 into Zola or Taskmaster on 6 if you want. You've also got... There wasn't a Shuri in here. No, there isn't Shuri in here. Okay, you've also got like big cards that you could do that with, like Magneto as well, and Vision, Arrow, Giganto. Plenty of big cards to do if you don't draw your Blob. Next up, don't really need to talk much about this, it's just Loki deck. Still good, still pretty much untouched. The meta's changing around Loki, which makes it, in general, a little bit worse, right? His best time was probably when everyone else was playing Loki and then you'd steal their cards, right? Or when the meta was smaller cards. The moment with the Blob, there's bigger cards, which means he doesn't get as much value. Still gets pretty good value out here. Don't get as much value, right? Because you're not stealing like a Silky Smooth deck at the moment and being able to play 6 cards on turn 6. Instead, you're getting to play like a big dude and maybe a cheap card on turn 6 instead. And for those that still want to play or for some reason haven't seen this list, pretty standard list. You're locking down a lane with Storm and you've got Professor X for another lane. Gamora for some starts. Miss Marvel reaches the lockdown lanes. Doom can reach a lockdown lane. Alive just as Alive stuff. Jeff, fantastic. Pretty straightforward. Lockdown's been the bane for a while. And then the new cancerous deck, I'd say, in the ladder is a Thanos Blob. To be fair, there has been a few changes to the deck. People have been rocking different changes instead of the same 12 cards. So there's that. But for the most part, it's still the same stuff. They're looking to ramp out Professor X on 4, then set up an easy Blob into like, I don't know, a Dino into a Blob or something, or, you know, vision blob or whatever, right? You just get it set up so you can win with an easy blob and then easy game. Next up is a high evo deck, kind of standard, still around in the meta. Pretty decent deck, because if you could leech the blob, you take away a lot of their threat, right? So, like, I normally don't like to go into leech style for this deck, but I thought I'd put a leech version in because hitting a blob with leech can easily win you a game over whatever. Like, I'd put like maybe a moon girl in here instead of leech, but why when I could leech? Interesting decks on the list. It's like a black bot list. I've seen this somewhere and I want to play more of it and get a deck out on this because it's very interesting. You've got like discard cards, Samurai and Black Bolt, throw cards out of their list, and you've got cards in your hand that can benefit from them. X23, Daken's Shard, you know, stuff like that that you can get value out of the Silver Samurai. Obviously, Stature gets benefit from that. If you don't draw that, you can also Killmonger the Daken and the X23. Nico can destroy those stuff. You know, you've got plenty of options, and then you've got like Miss Marvel for some power and doom. Killmonger's an art deck, isn't it? I was gonna say. I don't know what we hit him with there. Hit him with the doom. Hit him with the doom. Just hit us with the blue Marvel, and then what? Just what's this? What's this? What's that card location? Not really want to do that. And we win. And the last deck is just like an eyeless deck with Darkhawk. Like, Darkhawk suffers right now because of Blob. So if you're going to play Darkhawk, you kind of need to play him in a deck with other win conditions. So squeezing it in here felt okay. He did actually win me the game versus Thanos deck, as you'll see. He did draw his Blob, which was great. So yeah, you're just looking to be annoying. But beware, if you play a Darkhawk deck, you cannot count if you even think for a second that they have a Blob in their deck, you can't rely on your Darkhawk. Just don't rely on it. It's risky. Anyways, thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video.